figured out how to mute my setup that I'm working with today.
Okay.
So as I go to mute guys, it's probably going to be a bumpy ride, so you might want to cover up your little ears because I want to give you distraction-free environment. Okay?
Excellent. All right.
Excellent. Take it away.
All right, here we go. Today is Monday, the 22nd day of April, 2013. Let's see. You know what? I know how to mute Dwayne, I think. Let me just figure out how to do this. Here we go. Uh-huh. You called them. Okay, I see it. That worked. Whatever you just did worked. Sort of. Anyway. Anyway. Today, the results on the live trading room were plus 13 on the Russell, we were plus 13 on crude oil, we were minus 4 on copper. We were actually better than that on copper. I did a bunch of trading pre-market. Actually, it was last night in the copper, and I was up 32 ticks. We lost one trade in copper for 8 ticks this morning, and then we won one trade in copper for 4 ticks this morning. So we were minus 4 in the morning in copper. Why copper, you might ask? I'll get to that. All right. If you, yeah, I know. Hang on a second. Let me just do something here. See if I can. Nope, that didn't do it. How about this one? There it was. Okay. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. In the free trial, you get 5 business days in our live trading room, and you will be sent an email with instructions on how to download the charting platform, how to download the indicators, and how to get into the live trading room, how to apply the indicators, and all that sort of stuff. We really do want you to take the free trial when you sign up for it. You know, spend the time, take the time, get in the live trading room, do what you got to do to spend the time there and learn how to trade. Okay? Our goal is to teach you how to trade. You may learn how to do it in the live trading room in the first week, at least little bits and pieces of it, and then you can, it's a 3-month mentoring program that we offer, so you can hone your skills over the 3 months, and hopefully come out of that thing just making money day after day after day. All right, so to do that, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. All right. Let's see. Our spreadsheet looks like this. As I said this morning, I wasn't really keeping track of what time it was when we made our 2 points. I realized at 82 minutes in that we had more than 2 points, but I wasn't really keeping track of it. So our results for the morning, we were plus 13 on crude oil. I'm sorry, plus 13 on the Russell. We were plus 13 on crude oil. We traded copper today. Now the reason that I traded copper is because I wanted to have another metal that we're trading, and gold has been really erratic lately. So I put gold aside, and we didn't trade gold at all today, but we traded copper. Okay. I was up on copper overall. I was up 32 ticks, which, copper's $12.50 a tick. And I was up 32 ticks, which was a reasonable amount. And then once the live trading room started, I lost my first trade in copper, and then I won my second trade in copper, and it made me a net of minus 4 ticks on copper, so minus $50. Overall on the month, so far in April, we are plus $3,795 a contract, and that is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15 trading days, I believe. We are plus $3,795 a contract. We have taken 153 trades so far this month, so we're averaging about 10 trades a day. We have, if you assume $8 a contract round turn, we are at a net profit of $2,571 a contract. All right. To get our 2 points, we got our 2 points every day except for one on the 10th of April. We ended the 10th of April positive, I believe, or were we break even? We're break even on that day. That's right, we're break even on that day. We ended the 10th of April break even, excluding commissions. If you throw in the commissions, we were minus on the day. But every other day we were positive, and that was it. Our last actual red day, our last down day, was February 7th. But that we've had so far this year, we've had 2 break-even days, 1 down day, and the rest of the days have been green. That's what we have. So if you wanna get in the live trading room, learn how we do it, then you just need to go to cfrn.net/apply, sign up for the free trial. If you've already taken the free trial and you want to become a partner, then just send us an email at support@cfrn.net and we'll give you all the information you need. Okay? Now, let's go over the trades. Okay? Here we have crude oil. Now, I have 6 trades it looks like I took on crude. My first trade was right here. I believe I got 1 tick profit on that trade. What we were looking for, a bearish cross of the MA1 below the BBC. Then price pulled back a little bit, like this, and we had a down close below that trend line with a little tiny bit of bearish divergence, and we had a lot of momentum on this. Now, because we had a lot of momentum, I moved my stop really quick to plus a tick, and I ended up getting out at plus a tick. The next one, we had a similar trade setup. In this case right here, we had more divergence. I had moved my stop to break even once we had 4 ticks profit in the trade, and once we closed on the other side of the MA1. Moved my stop to break even, it came back and took me out at break even. The next trade, another similar trade. There were some other ones in here that I had missed. Some nice trades in here that I had missed, but we had another one that was very similar to this, and I got short on that, and I took a little bit of profit on that. I think I took a couple ticks. The next one was on the other side. Everything changed directions. I missed this opportunity right in here, but I did get a hold of this one right here, and I think we took 10 ticks profit on that. I missed that one, I missed that one, I missed that one, I missed that one, I missed that one. And that was pretty much my morning. So we ended up plus 13 on the Russell. And I'm sorry, on crude oil. We ended up plus 13 on the Russell also, but on crude oil we ended up plus 13. Alright, this is crude. The next market I'm going to show you is the Russell. Now, what I want you guys to take away from this is, well, here, let me minimize this. You see all these charts, all these different markets, they're all on the same time frame. They're all using the same indicators. They're all using the same exact trade setup. It's all the same across all these markets. Okay? It's all the same. So, let's move on to the Russell. Okay? On the Russell, here we go. I took a bunch of trades on the Russell today. Well, I say a bunch. I took 6 trades on the Russell. I didn't take 6 trades on crude. I took 6 trades on the Russell. Most of them were in the first 10 minutes. Took 4 of them in the first 10 minutes. The morning started out right here, and I jumped right in. I had this trade here wasn't a valid trade, and I ended up losing on it. I took it this morning. As soon as we opened up, I took it, and I had drawn my trend line incorrectly. Alright? I had drawn my trend line like this. You see how I cut off the edge of that bar right there? And I didn't realize I had done that, and it looked like we had the close up above the trend line here, so I jumped in, and as soon as I jumped in, I stopped out. And then Andrew said, "Hey, you drew your trend line wrong." And then I draw my trend line the right way, and I see, hey, you know what? Andrew's right. That was not a valid trade. So I lost on that first one. But it was followed up by this nice decline right here. And we're going right back to the same thing that I just showed you on the crude oil. The same exact trade setup over and over and over and over again. We drew a trend line here. We got to close down below the trend line with bearish divergence down here on the slingshot. Okay, we got short in there. We took some profit. We got short again here. I think we took a break even. We got short again here. We took some more profit. And we missed this one, or we skipped this one really, because it was going into the weekly trading zone. There were a few more in here. We missed them. Right over here there was a nice one on the short side. It changed directions. There was a nice one there on the long side. Another one here on the short. Another one here on the short. And we took profit on that one. Alright. Now wherever you see the yellow arrows on the price, those are trades we actually took. The ellipses are trades that set up that we missed. Okay, we just missed these trades for one reason or another. Usually it's because I was trading some other market. Now right in here, Josh, I don't know if you're out there listening right now. Are you out there listening right now, Josh? I think you probably are. But I'm looking for you. Hang on a second. Yeah, you are. This is what you would email to me. Now over here you have your bullish cross. You test to the BBC. You're up close right here. So this is the spot to get long, right here on the up close. You see I have it highlighted already. You have bullish divergence and the cycle is still blue. So right there is the spot to get long. If you didn't get long there, you had to wait until you had a higher swing, which was over here. Now you still had a blue cycle on the up close, so you can still get long right there. Now there's nothing wrong with taking 897.3 or 897.4 and holding on to it all the way up here to 899.1. That's $170 a contract, something like that. I don't know why you missed all these other ones on the way down. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, there was plenty of opportunity here on the Russell this morning. Right in here you showed me this, and all the screenshots that you sent to me were a bunch of these things. And you should have been taking profit on these. Did you enter on this last one over here? Is this where you finally entered? I didn't see an entry over here. There was an up close way over here, but by then the black line's on the green line, so there's no entry over there because the black line got down to the green line. All right. It worked out. If you got long there, it still worked out for a point and a half. But it wasn't a consolidation. Anyway, I drew the consolidation box on there for you. And when it broke out of that, it dropped down pretty good. A couple of points. And then it turned around and went right back up to the weekly trading zone. But the trades that we took on the Russell are the highlighted ones. Okay, we went long in there. We missed all this. We missed all this. We took that one. We missed all that and that. And we took all these. Now there was, if you were focused on the Russell, there was ample opportunity to be up several $100s this morning on the Russell per contract. All right, probably more than that. It was there. The opportunity was there. Okay. Let's see. Gold. I didn't trade any gold this morning, so I'm not even going to look at gold. The NQ. We pointed out some things on the NQ. When I was going through the actual trade setups in the live trading room, we had a couple of things happen. Right in here is where I was looking at it. Price pulls up. It hits the BBC. It gives a down close. If the cycle is not red, if it's blue, then you need a close below the trend line. If the cycle were red, you could take the close off the BBC. But because the cycle was blue, you need to close below the trend line. Either way, it worked out. The one that I was showing to you during the live trading room, while the market was actually moving, was this one right here, though, where you got the close below the trend line, and you had a blue cycle, and the entry would have been right here. It would have stopped you out right away. Then it moved up, and there was no trade. It moved back down. There was no trade. It moved back up. There was no trade. It moved back down. There was no trade. The next actual trade was over here, right here on the NQ. It was right in there, a long trade, okay? And if you missed that one, the follow-up was right there, okay? We didn't trade the NQ at all this morning. We seldom do, as a matter of fact. But that's what you had. We didn't really look too much at the soybeans this morning. I'm jumping over to the soybeans now. We didn't look too much at the soybeans. It just didn't seem to be in sync this morning. In hindsight now, it looks like there were a couple of opportunities, but I wasn't paying any attention to it because I was busy enough with everything else. There were some trades here on the ES. We didn't take any, but there were some that showed up. On the short side here, early on, there was a short right in there, another one right in here. There was really no divergence to speak of right here. Not really any divergence to speak of. So you couldn't really take that short down into the weekly trading zone. Then you're in the zone, it got choppy. Get out of the zone, you could have gotten long right in here for the move up. If you missed that, then you're kind of stuck right now. But the thing worth noting is we went from zone to zone this morning in the live trading room. zone to zone to zone, actually. We went from this weekly trading zone. Let me blow it up so you can see it a little better. Okay. We went from this weekly trading zone down to this weekly trading zone, and now we're back up to this weekly trading zone. Okay? That is what we had going on. Now, copper. Copper. I took 2 trades in copper in the live trading room this morning. One of them was right here, and I lost this trade. It stopped me out, and then it moved down. And another one was over here. I got short right in here, and I took 4 ticks profit on that one. The reason I put copper on is because gold has been too erratic to trade, and I wanted to have another metal to trade. Okay, I wanted to have a metal out there that we could trade. The margins on the gold went to 100%, which is like $7,500 a contract, which is more than some people can do. You know, to be able to put on an order with a stop, you have to have about 15 grand in your account. And with the copper, it's about half that. So you can still trade with the copper where you used to with gold right now, because margins are at 100% due to the volatility. You might not be able to, depending on your account size. Okay, so I decided to throw copper into the mix this morning, and the copper, you're doing the same exact things. I know there's an extra line in here. That, by the way, that extra line is the S1 cycle. That's what the extra line is. But I'll get into that in the partners meeting. I'll talk about that thing a little bit more. Okay, what I want to point out, though, let me just shut that off for right now, so that oops, not that. Hang on a second. Anyway, we'll shut the S1 cycle off for just a minute, so we can look at the divergences. Bearish cross, test to the BBC, down close with bearish divergence. It's all the same stuff. It's just a different market. It's all the same stuff. Okay? You look for your divergences, you look for your bearish cross, your bullish cross, test to the BBC, bearish cross, test to the BBC, down close, bearish divergence, and the price goes down. It's all the same thing over and over and over again. Copper trades pretty well early in the morning. I'm going to get into that, Andrew, in the partners meeting. Okay, bullish cross here, test to the BBC with the up close, and up it goes. Doing all the same stuff. Okay. Now, I think that there is a lot more to it. I'm going to blow it up, and I'll show you guys. Last night, I was trading copper last night. In here, right in this time frame in here, last night. Okay. And it was working out really, really well. There's some things that I'm going to show to the partners in the partners meeting that I think would be helpful, associated with black line trades and things like that are really only for partners. So you got to become a partner to get into the partners meeting to learn about that. But that's where I got 32 ticks last night, really in no time at all. And Frank had done something this morning that maybe he'll be willing to share in the partners meeting this week with the copper. And he was up, I don't know, what was it, 70-something ticks this morning? I don't know what it was. It was a whole bunch. Anyway, that said, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. If you have not taken the free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. 77 ticks, $962.50. That's what Frank was up this morning on copper. Anyway, if you have not taken the free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. If you have taken the free trial with us and you want to become a partner, send us an email at support@cfrn.net. Okay? support@cfrn.net. All right. With that, I am going to unmute Dwayne and wrap up the recording.